actually really need to be somewhere, so I'm going to keep this short. You all look really nervous. Or is that just me? No, Joe looks nervous. So, I want to do the same sort of thing these guys have done, really, just thank everyone for being here today. It means a lot to all of us, but obviously a lot more to these guys. I also think you'll all agree we are in the presence of stunning beauty this afternoon. You really do look gorgeous today, Joe. I'm joking. You didn't even shave. But no, Rachel obviously looks stunning. I think you'll all agree, took our breath away when you walked into the church today. You really did. I know. Oh. So I'm not really sure why Joe picked me to be his best man, because it comes with 3 key responsibilities. Organising a stag do, and as we all know recently, I actually can't organise a piss up at a brewery.
How shocking.
The second one is the remembering the rings. I delegated that to a dog. And the third one is a best man speech. I can't speak or read in front of large groups of people, or a small army, as this has turned out to be. But no, it's a real honour to be best man. Joe's got a lot of close friends that could have done it. I know we've shouted out a couple of them already. One of them has obviously travelled a fair distance. Again, Kevin, I've actually got you travelled 10,583 miles to be here today. Excellent. You can go back now. The second one is actually an impromptu. This time yesterday, this man was stranded in the North Sea on an oil rig, and he still made it here today. Fish stranded on an oil rig. How we come out? I have no idea. And the third one, again, I know Joe's shouting out, is Wardy. He was going to be an usher. He was shortlisted for best man, I know that. And it would have meant a shortlist. It was very organised, picked from a hat. And I know it would have meant a lot to these guys, both of them, for Wardy to be here, but unavoidable work commitments in form of McLaren. Just lucky enough they didn't even measure it today. Hey, Joe. Or Joe it all, as he's known at work apparently. But no, it's an honour to be the best man, so thank you, Joe, and thank you, Rachel, for obviously having the final decision. So thank you, Joe, for the thought, and thank you, Rachel, for effectively signing it off. This will happen a lot now. Yeah. All the married women are nodding, like, and all the men are crying inside. So there comes a time in everyone's life where they meet their soulmate, their one true love, the one person that makes them happy every day of their life, and will do for every day after that, forever and ever and ever. And for Joe, that day came about 15 years ago, when he met me. Now, I've known Joe for about 13 or 14 years or so. We don't really count the first couple of years of uni, because he doesn't remember those. Which is ironic, because that's where they first met. But no, we met about 15 years ago. We used to come around my house, I'd go around his, and we'd go and play on our bikes in the woods. And not a lot's really changed. That's pretty much exactly what we do now. But we've stuck with it. No, we kind of met through riding bikes, and it's really been a passion of both of ours ever since, as you probably know. There's something you just can't describe about hurling down a mountain, not knowing where you're going to end up, and just having the best of fun. We've raced together, we've ridden down Snowdon together, we've ended up in hospital together. We call it bonding in, not Brokeback style, bonding in the mountain. Not Brokeback, that's another story altogether. Come and see me after for that. See me afterwards. Now these guys have already talked about where they met, which is really this whole paragraph actually, so cheers guys. But they met obviously in the Font Bar in Hatfield. Romantic. At class, yeah. And the Font Bar is basically known for its drunken idiots that have got nothing better to do than drink questionable snakebite, scare off all the single women with the terrible chat-up lines and even more terrible dance moves. So it's just a coincidence that Joe was there. But it was around uni time that I first met Rachel, actually. I really liked Rachel, because she laughed at my jokes. But no, the first time I met Rachel, you know, she was fantastic. Awesome, kind, genuine, just lovely, and deserved better than Joe. But you make Joe happy in ways that I never could. Or would be willing to. Although it wasn't until we started riding, doing weekends away, trips away, that I really realised that these guys were the perfect couple. We were going on an early ride in South Wales. I stayed over at Joe's house. The night before because we were getting up early. We went to bed early, and Rachel came in quite late. A bit pissed. But you were pissed. So I forgot that bit. Thank you, Rachel. Rachel was a bit worse for wear, let's say. And when she got in, me and Joe went to bed because we were getting up early. She took it upon herself to make us sandwiches. Really nice idea, beautiful. Me and Joe got up, went for a ride, grabbed the sandwiches, off we went, hit the road. Great ride. It wasn't until we got back to the car and had lunch that we realised that maybe Rachel had never used mustard before. And that maybe those individual pots of Coleman's mustard were actually individual pots. Sandwich filling pots, let's say. But anyway, I've never seen a grown man cry his way through a Coleman's English mustard sandwich in order not to hurt his girlfriend's feelings. The man actually deserves a medal. And I think at that point I realised that Joe was in it for the long haul. Just for the record, Rachel, I love ham and mustard sandwich. Just not when you're using a ladle, just with the mustard. So just easy on the mustard next time. Great story. Yeah, it was pretty tough going. So these guys are married. Married. Fuck, you're married. I look at marriage a bit like a cake. Hear me out. It's got ingredients. I think marriage has got love, trust, communication, fluffy handcuffs, and loyalty. Loyalty. Sorry, Lee and family. But no, you really need to know that you can spend these guys moved in together nice and early. You need to know that you can spend a prolonged period of time together, really tolerate each other and suffer each other's company. I've got a sneaky suspicion that's why Rachel does so many evening shifts. But no, there's ups and downs of every couple. We've all witnessed them, but I think you're the perfect couple. I think Joe really lets Rachel be the person she wants to be, the Rachel we all know and love, loud. And I think Rachel just controls Joe, reins him in and makes him that friend we all tolerate. So thanks for that, Rachel. So I think marriage has a lot to do with compromise as well, and I've learned that from living with my beautiful girlfriend over there. And these guys, when it comes to compromise, shh. I'm finished with you yet. So when it comes to compromise, these guys are great. I remember one story. I think Rachel went out shopping somewhere. I don't know whether she was in furniture shopping or I think Mac probably just caught her eye. And I think she sent Joe a picture of a coffee table. There was a bright multicoloured coffee table. Sent a picture to Joe, and Joe thought, it's not really my cup of tea. It doesn't really go with the house, the decor. So Joe didn't really like it. So, as a mature couple, they compromised and they got a bright multicoloured coffee table. And the rug, yeah. Can you imagine a hippie on LSD? That's that coffee table. It's amazing. But no, seriously, you guys, anyone can tell you have you care about each other so much, and there's a lot of love to be shared between you. You complement each other, and I think you're a great couple together. Really, truly. From the first time we met, I knew this day was going to come. So, really, really such a nice couple. So on to Joe. Joe is actually a secretly very well-behaved person. You wouldn't think it. You would look at him and think, yeah, he's quite well-behaved. So I don't have a great deal to tell you. The stag do, very well-behaved, nothing really went on. The naked midget didn't have any stories. Nothing. No, he said you were really well-behaved, so really well. Although maybe you could try and not break Dave's arm. Dave, how is the arm? After Pink Princess over here broke it? Fixed? Yeah, and Joe still lost to him in the go-karting, so I think round of applause for Dave actually, becoming third with a broken arm. That's pretty much what the stag do consisted of, was just Joe breaking Dave's arm and go-karting. Now, later on things might get a bit emotional, if they haven't already. And after a few drinks, the weddings get emotional. Slow dance comes on. Some people might have a little cry. It's well known. I have a few drinks and have a little cry. So we were at one wedding recently at a friend's, and we were on the Phil and Emma. We're here tonight. We were on the dance floor and a slow song came on, and I was dancing with my beautiful girlfriend, and I had a little cry. I'm not afraid to admit it, I had a little cry. Alright, okay. Who's this about? I had to leave the dance floor because I was having such a cry. I had a breakdown, let's put it that way. Are you happy? Anyway, so Joe was quite happy. Joe found this so funny, he wet himself laughing. Literally. So if you see Joe laughing tonight hysterically, just point him in the direction of the toilet, because the suit is rented. Do you need to go now? Are you okay? Just making sure. What's going on? It's a lightweight suit as well. Looking for the puddle. But no, okay. Joe, we've been pretty close for a long time, but actually strangely it wasn't until you moved away we became a lot closer. We did, yeah, become a lot closer. Further away, but closer. In a way, I think we're very similar people, from very similar backgrounds and upbringings. And although we have our differences and sometimes our fights involving bread, similar story. We have our differences, but I've always looked up to you, and I've always seen qualities in you I wish I had as well. To be honest, I've learned a lot from you over the years. I'm still learning from you. I admire you. I'll always be on your side no matter what. And I've always considered you to be more like a brother than a friend. That's sexy. lot of thank yous already. I know I'm going to drag on it now, but I want to do a few thank yous as well. Mr. and Mrs. Maxwell and family, thank you for everything you've done in the lead up to this. It's truly appreciated. Mr. and Mrs. Carter, Senior and family for everything you've done. And actually, on a personal note, thank you for everything you've done for Joe and myself over the years, because I've always been knocking around. Poor guys. Thank you to the bridesmaids. You look stunning today, all of you. Thank you to the groomsmen. You, Alex, where is he? You scrub up pretty well. Lee. The venue for having us. Such a beautiful venue, the outdoors and inside, and made up beautifully. And of course you lot for coming along. And the most important thank you of all, the bar staff. For getting us through this. For the moment I met you guys, as I said before, I knew this moment would come. I hope, or we all hope, you have a very long and very happy marriage. So please raise your glasses to the very beautiful Mr. and Mrs. Carter.